be welcome. Magic carpet styling, move like magic excellence. Proof unique reminding. Getting round and losing some. My word, she back again. You will never end the rain. We keep multiplying. Running through the evidence. They just no denying. I ain't thinking about you. I ain't thinking about my little fingers up.
Family, and welcome to Get the Tea on Me Royalty and Spiritual Soul Food, because I shall be posting this video on both of my channels. This video was actually a request from one of my subscribers who is from London, England. You know who you are. So this is for you. The video is basically about narcissism, how to know if you are with a narcissistic man or woman. And let's get into it. What I did is I wrote down a few things that are basically signs that you are dealing with a narcissistic person. Okay, and the first sign is love bombing. When you first met, you know, it's not about how you met. It's the way that they presented themselves when you met, you know, after you met. They were showering you with loves and gifts and compliments, you know, almost doing things that's kind of like overkill. When people are love bombing, basically what they're doing is they're trying to trap you to make sure that whichever way you go in your mind, you're not going to see anything but them. And that means sending you a lot of flowers. I mean, and I'm not going to say that when someone's doing things for you after you meet, as far as giving you flowers, taking you out to nice dinners, even taking you on trips. I won't say that that is a narcissist because they are doing these beautiful things for you. Though a narcissist is always in a rush. And you can always identify a narcissist by the way they speak about themselves. They're always either talking about themselves or things that they've done in the past. And they're always good at interrupting you when you're talking, meaning that what you're saying is really not as important as what they're saying. And in the beginning, they'll listen to you. They'll want to hear everything about you. You know, they really have this desire to convince you that they are everything that you've ever wanted, you know. And so it would almost become to the point where it's kind of phony. You know, I mean, I can spot a narcissist a mile away because the compliments are overkill. They're saying everything pretty much that I would like to hear. You know, I can tell when someone's coming from their soul and when someone's coming off the top of their head. A lot of us sometimes, and I say men and women, the men if they have mommy issues, or the women they have daddy issues, anything that looks like the opposite of what we are used to, whether it's abuse, whether it's you know, people always putting us down, or, you know, not really allowing us to have a voice in a relationship. I'm just going to say from my experience, the narcissist that I was with, this narcissist used to follow me. They were in a relationship where they had been cheated on. They had lost trust for that mate that they were with before they met me. And it turned out really bad. And so when they got into the relationship with me, even though, you know, I'm a woman, I'm celibate until I'm married, you know, I don't sleep around, you know, I'm all about my business. You know, this person met me in my element, you know, running businesses and all of these things. And so after I actually married this person because this is what they did. They love bombed me. They gave me everything I wanted. They showered me with compliments. You know, every day was a hello, beautiful, and how are you feeling? How are you doing? Though after we got married, this person turned into a monster. They were checking my phone. Even though I, you know, just like I said, I was celibate when we met. Even though I was celibate when we met, this person had a experience before me that told him no matter how bright of a star that I was, and his mother even used to call me star. She had never met me, and before I even met his mother, she used to always call me Star. That was her name for me, because she could tell just me speaking through the phone what my spirit was. Though this narcissist had no clue. You know, he had married me, dated me for a year. We got married. We got married after a year. And this person began to check my phone. If he started putting trackers on my phone so he can see where I'm at throughout the day. Uh, I was going to school at the time, and this person would follow me and, come to my, school and be waiting across the street, watching me, seeing who I'm talking to. It's really crazy. This person, it got to the point where the first time this person, because if you try to understand a narcissist, because a lot of the time narcissists, they come up in, narcissistic families where the father was abusing the mother, or the mother was even abusing the father. It could go either way, though there was a dysfunction inside of the home. And so they had low self-esteem. A lot of narcissists, they have very low self-esteem. And so they put on this whole bravado to convince you that they're just like everybody else. Further thing from the truth. Most narcissists have scars from early childhood or from their past, not knowing who they are as people. And so this particular narcissist that I was with, it started off with him checking my phone, wondering where I'm at during certain times of the day. If I bought new, and I'm just going to tell you, I was going to a cosmetology school while I was with this narcissist, while I was married to this narcissist. And while I was at cosmetology school, this guy would actually get upset because I'm buying new clothes. Because I'm going to cosmetology school. Now I'm learning how to do makeup. I'm learning how to do my hair different. I had never wore lashes before, so now I'm wearing lashes. And this was just too much for him, because when I met this guy, I was Muslim, so I used to cover my hair and cover my body, and I did all these things. Though when I started going to cosmetology school, I stopped doing all of that because I was finding something about myself that wasn't a perfect match for Islam. And so when I started, venturing off into who I am as a person, that pissed him off. He didn't want me wearing lashes. He couldn't stand when I did my hair and had my hair out because, I have really nice hair. And then when I would have my hair out, this guy would really be, unhinged. He would get unhinged about the smallest things. It got to the point where he started hiding my lashes. You know how sometimes you'll take your strips off and put them in the little glass container and, clean them off and come back to them the next morning? Girl, he started hiding my lashes. So he didn't want me to look more beautiful than and it really was that I was looking more beautiful. I was enhancing the beauty that I already had. I don't wear tight clothes or things that reveal my cleavage or my butt crack. So he didn't have to worry about things like that. Though this person, they basically would lie to other people and make it as if I was somehow not loyal to him. And when I knew it was time to leave this narcissist, when he had bought me a wedding ring. He bought me a wedding ring when we first met. And even though he got me another ring, I always liked the original one that he bought me. So I wore it all the time. But somehow the solitaire broke off. It broke off. It kind of bent. And so I stopped wearing it. And before I stopped wearing it, because I didn't want to lose the diamond, before I stopped wearing it, I told him, hey, the stone looks like it's about to fall out, so I'm not going to wear it because I don't want to lose it. I told him this. He said, okay. Well, one day, I don't know if it was my car wasn't working, but one of the students, who was a man, gave me a ride home from school because something was going on with my vehicle at the time. And so they gave me a ride home from school. And do you know, I didn't know this man was following me. I didn't know my husband was off work. Maybe he was on a lunch break, but he followed me from my school all the way to our house. And as I'm sitting in the car talking to my friend saying, the guy that drove me home saying, thank you, I appreciate this, and of course, anybody that's trying to cheat, they're not going to pull up in front of their house with the person they're cheating with. So, that was just, something that could have been common sense on his part. So he walks up to the car, and when he walks up to the car, he has his phone out and he's camcording me. He's recording me on his phone, trying to make it look like I am cheating on him. And when I speak to him after getting out the car, because, you know, this person had nothing to do with that situation. So after getting out the car and going into our place, because the person was like, "Are you okay? Because this dude looks a little unhinged." And I'm like, "Look, let me tell you something. Because I could fight a man. I will beat a man up and smash him into the ground. Okay, I will. And if I can't beat you with my hands, I'm gonna beat you with something else. But you're not gonna beat on me because I grew up in an abusive household, watching my father abuse my mother. And so one thing I'm not doing is that. Okay. So at the end of it all, this guy, after we get to the house, he ends up calling my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, somebody he looks up to, and tells my brother-in-law that he just found me in the car with another man, and that for the last couple of weeks I hadn't been wearing my wedding ring. Keep in mind, me and him had a discussion about me taking the wedding ring off so that I didn't lose the diamond. Though he stood right in my face and lied to my brother-in-law, telling him that I was in the car, you know, having some intimate conversation with another man, and then went forward to say that I had not been wearing my wedding ring for the past couple of weeks. And when he said that, he was looking me right in my face. And in my mind, I'm thinking, so this crazy man is gonna lie right in front of my face? Meaning you don't even care what I think about you. You're more concerned about what the person on the phone thinks about you. You know, you don't care if I'm sitting here knowing that we had a conversation about me taking off my ring. And now you're lying to someone lying in my face while you're on the phone with someone else saying that I haven't been wearing my wedding ring for 2 weeks. So it was almost as if he was trying to build a case against me. So because this person, they didn't have a lot of people in their life, and narcissists, they normally, they might come from a big family. Though this particular narcissist, he had a very broken childhood. So he always wanted it to be about him. He didn't even want to be with women that had kids, because if you had to pay attention to your kids, oh, that's just too much. That would be too much for him. He is not about to be around nobody to have kids, because he wants all the focus on him. Okay. So that's when I knew I needed to leave this guy, when he stood in my face and told my brother-in-law that I hadn't been wearing my ring for 2 weeks. Now, it would have been okay if he would have just said, "Hey, I just seen her in the car with another man." But when you lied to my brother-in-law and told him that I hadn't been wearing my ring for 2 weeks, which was a discussion that me and you had, oh yeah, boo-boo, you crazy. You're nuts, and I'm out of here. And it's crazy how after I broke free from this guy, it became almost as if he had to get me back, not because he loved me, but because he felt crazy. He was able to look in the mirror after I left the house, because my mama came and picked me up and got me out of there, because it got really bad to one day I was Islamic at the time. So in Islam, we pray 5 times a day, and I'm praying, I'm doing one of my daily prayers, and he's looking for my phone while I'm praying. I had the phone on the floor next to me as I was praying. So I see him come, and it was kind of like under my prayer mat. So he comes and he picks up my phone. So I'm wondering in my prayer, like, why is he picking up my phone? And so, of course, I'm not going to get out my prayers to start dealing with him. So I finish my prayer, and then I get up, and he's trying to find out my passcode. I don't know what happened in between the time we woke up and I was praying, but something in his mind told him that he needed to check my phone in front of my face. When I told him to give me back my phone, he proceeded to tell me that he knows that I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing. I don't know what was going on inside of his head. Though at the end of the day, I was like, give me my phone. And I reached for it. The next thing you know, he's grabbing me and pulling me. And because I know how to fight, I beat his ass. Excuse my language. By the time the police got there was blood dripping down his shirt. He had scratches all over his face. It was a hot mess. And the only thing I'm thinking is I'm going to go to jail. Now, I don't want to get too much more into that. But after that was when I decided to leave. That was after him being on the phone with my brother-in-law. I let him know that I'm planning to leave him. And then in the next couple of days, that's when he grabs my phone and that whole altercation takes place, because he thinks I'm leaving him for another man. You know, how could you leave me after all I've done for you? You know, because yeah, he paid all my bills. He took good care of me, all of that. I don't remember having to bring nothing out of my pocket for the whole time I was with this man. And sometimes that's what narcissists will do. They will make sure that they pay your way, pay your bills, do everything. But then in exchange, they want to have a certain level of control over you. So that's just number one. All that love bombing. So that's a story from my life, a true story. And I might have gotten a little emotional because, baby, every time I think about that man, all I pray is that he got help, because the next woman is going to have hell on wheels to deal with, because he smoked chain smoke. And after I left him, he was chain smoking. I drove by his job one time just to see how he was doing, and the man was smoking a cigarette like it was the last one on earth. And so I was like, dang, now he's smoking cigarettes, because he lost a good one. He lost a diamond. Okay, yeah, you're going to be smoking cigarettes probably for the rest of your life, unless you find another me. And then another way that you can tell when you're with a narcissist is they're overly self-absorbed. It's always about them, no matter what. If you're at a barbecue, at a family event, and you're talking and you're getting attention, and everybody's like, hey, oh, you got a new job, girl. Talking to the family members and the friends and associates about your accomplishments and your endeavors. And then this person has to come in and break it up and make sure you're not getting too much shine. And, you know, kind of like making sure that they assert themselves in every situation. Whether you're in public at a restaurant, you could be talking to the waitress about your order and what you could be talking to the waitress about your order and what you want. And then he has to make the whole order about him. You know, I mean, make the whole order about him, make sure the waitress or the waiter focus is on them. It's a lot of things that you can see. This guy particularly, that I was just speaking on, one thing he knew not to do is ever flirt with somebody in front of me, because I'm celibate until I'm married. That's a red flag for me. I love my vagina. I love my vagina. I love the way it's never had a disease. I love the fact that it's never had any type of problems down there. And so if I think you're flirting with people, the first thing I'm going to think is, uh-oh, that's a possibility of a disease. I've never had one and I never shall. So at the end of the day, if you're flirting or causing me to not trust you, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm not going to stay in a relationship where I feel that I cannot trust you, because I know that there's HIV out there. I know there's HIV, things you cannot get rid of, herpes. I'm not going to be that girl, because if I ever was to be with someone who did something like that to me, I know that I would unalive them. Okay, they would be unalived. Okay, so at the end of the day, I would never deal with someone who's cheated on me. So a narcissist will do that. They'll cheat on you, or they'll cheat on you or flirt with other women and try to make you think that you're crazy because they're flirting. Oh, we were just having a conversation. Oh, you're putting too much into this. You know, these are the things that they'll say to you. You're over exaggerating. One thing a woman has is women's intuition. It'll never fail us. And if you believe in yourself and trust your mind and your eyeballs, then there's nothing nobody should be able to tell you after you hear or see something, or you intuitively you feel something. No one should ever be able to come and tell you that you were wrong about what you were feeling, seeing, or hearing. If someone can come and convince you that you're not feeling and hearing and seeing what you're feeling, hearing, and seeing, then you need help. You need some help, because that means you probably went through some early childhood trauma where you were taught to doubt yourself. You know, be able to trust your own mind and trust your own instincts. Okay. And another way that you can tell that you're with the narcissist is, as I said before, I kind of combined that with the other one, is that they're always flirting with people. I mean, y'all could be out on a date. I mean, doing whatever it is that you do. This man will flirt with the person at the gas station. Okay. Because I've seen men do it to me. I've seen men try to flirt with me to make their women jealous. Men that I be with, they don't play that mess with me, because they know, oh, if I do that, she's gone. They already know she's going to start thinking about herpes and diseases, and she's out of here, because I love my vagina. I really love it. Okay, so I'm not letting nobody mess with that. Though narcissists will flirt with anything, anybody, where they at the gas station, they could be walking through the grocery store, just anything. If y'all get food stamps and welfare, they be flirting with the people at the welfare's food stamp office. They don't have any limit on who they flirt with. And it's not because they want these people, it's because they always want to make you feel as if they have other options. Also, they want to make you feel that somehow you're just not adding up to everything they need. Okay? Even though you're far beyond what they deserve. They don't want you to know that. They chose you because they knew that you were everything that they needed. But they don't want that going in your head, so they try to keep you off balance by always trying to steal your energy. That's what I call them, energy vampires. They're always trying to steal your energy. If you have a happy moment where you're feeling confident, they're going to swipe that away from you. Oh, why are you feeling so happy? You tell them, oh, well, I just got a promotion on my job. And then instead of saying congratulations about congratulations about your promotion on your job, well, I know this girl at my job. She runs her own business. She got her own business, and then they try to just sweep your accomplishment. They'll try to sweep your accomplishment under the rug and start talking about somebody else and how great they're doing. Oh, they got a business of their own. They run several businesses. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've seen a man do this to their woman. The guy was trying to make his woman jealous of me. And so as the woman's talking about things that she's doing, me and her's communicating, he decides to step in and tell her, well, she got her own business. She running her own business. And as a matter of fact, she got, and he starts, quoting out, speaking on my accolades. And I can see the uncomfortability in her body when she kind of stiffened up. And immediately I focus my attention back on her and let her know, yeah, and you should try to open your business too, because blah, 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 basically blocking him out, but it showed me right there, she's sleeping with the narcissist. And she probably gets that energy all the time. She never gets the opportunity to shine. A narcissist will never allow you the opportunity to shine, and they will try to convince you that they are the only ones that want you. They will always try to convince you that they are the only ones that want you and nobody else, especially after you have children. Because now you got a mom body, okay? And now they want to try to make you feel bad about your mom body. Oh, baby, you need to lose weight here and you need to do that. You need to get out of there if you're in that situation. And then another way that you can know if you're with a narcissist, they're always interrupting you when you're talking. That was kind of like I spoke about that before. I think I'm combining everything into one, because this is a really interesting topic, because some people live in these narcissistic relationships and they never get out. And I'm telling you, if you don't get out, you're going to be in the sunken place. Get out of there. Okay? Because at the end of the day, a narcissist will always interrupt you when you're talking. And that is them telling you what you're saying is never going to be as important as what I'm saying. You could be even talking amongst a group of people, and he will always interrupt you in front of this group of in front of these group of people. He will actively listen to everyone else in the group, though as soon as you open your mouth, oh, it's time for him to shut that down, because he don't ever want you to feel any level of confidence, because then that will in return, if you feel confidence and you know you're the baddest thing walking, a narcissist can't deal with that. Oh, you too strong of a woman. Oh, for him. A narcissist never wants to see you walking around fully confident. They always want to try to bring up some type of insecurity inside of you. Whether you're overweight, whether you wear bifocals, whether your hair is not the way, he's been imagining it. Because I'm going to tell you, especially our black men are really bad, because they have been basically programmed to believe that a lighter complected woman, or a woman with white hair, or a woman that looks a certain way, because they've been programmed by television, or a woman with breast implants, or a woman that has a BBL, and they've been programmed to believe that this is the standard of beauty. And so when they see like an African goddess, like you guys see me in my other video with an Afro puff, or you got locks in your hair and you're walking in who you are, oh, they'll try to make you feel bad about that. And if you might be watching TV and they're like, oh, dang, she bad. Oh, she look real good, but don't look nothing like you. They're always complimenting things that are the opposite of you. Anything that's the opposite of you, they're going to give holy praise to. That is because they have been brainwashed by these people who are much less on the totem pole than us. And so you have to know when you're dealing with a man that knows who he is versus a man that has no clue. Okay. And I didn't get to see my subscriber. I don't have a picture of the person who requested this video. So I don't know if you're African American. I don't know if you're white. Though this can go either way. You know, if you're a white woman, you know, then you'll have your white man. He'll be looking at everything else that looks exotic, whether it's a Hindi woman or an African goddess. They're always giving everything else praises except for you. Okay. And if they do give you some praise, it's very short-lived. Okay. And it comes with it's like a backhanded compliment. Like, as soon as they give you the compliment, they do something else to take it right back. So they're never going to try to leave you with magic flowing through your body. They're going to always make sure they're depleting your magic. Okay. And that through sexual energies and all of that. If you haven't watched my video on sexual energy and sexual energy vampires, go watch that video. It's on both of my channels. Get the Tea on Me Royalty and a Spiritual Soul Food. And then another sign that you're with the narcissist is they're making you doubt yourself all the time. I mean, you could be saying, oh, maybe I think I should open this store, or I think I should start, you know, a new career, or, you know, you're just growing and you're finding yourself. They'll always try to make you feel as if what you're thinking is not the best idea, you know, and that you probably should have thought of something better than that. You know, it's like they don't ever want to give you credit. Whether it's going back to school, you might be wanting to go back to school because you're tired of being a house mom, or you're just tired of not, you know, exploring your passions and your visions and meeting your purpose. They'll always try to make you feel as if somehow you're not adding up. And somehow, you know, you just need to just stay where you are, you know, and don't move, you know, because anywhere you move, whether it's left or right, they need to make sure that they still have their thumb on you. Okay. And then another way that you can detect whether you with a narcissist is that they lack empathy. Okay. They lack empathy. They don't care about your feelings. I mean, you could have a girlfriend that just passed away, or even your mama or your daddy or your cousins. You could have a death in the family, and now they're like, oh God, now I got to give her attention. It's like, oh God, now I got to make her feel better, you know, or I'm going to look like the bad guy. So they'll do what they can at the funeral as far as petting you, or while other people are around, they're trying to make you feel better. But as soon as you guys are by yourself, it's all about them, you know. So are you going to cook dinner? You know, oh, so you feel that bad that you can't cook? You know, or they don't take the time to make you feel better. They don't have any empathy for you. They can care less about what you're feeling. They need you to get back to the routine of them being the narcissist and you are being the abused, the abused spouse, the abused maid. They want you to get back in your role. You know, they do not want you stepping outside of that role, because by them showing empathy for you, that means the roles need to switch. And now they care more about what you're thinking and feeling. A narcissist always wants to make sure that your sad moments, or your moments of grief, or your moments of depressions are very short-lived, because you need to get back to the routine of allowing them to beat you into the dirt. Okay. If you're dealing with physical abuse, there is no dealing with physical abuse, whether it's a female abusing the man or it's a man abusing the female. If you're dealing with that, there is no question that you need to get the fuck out of there. Okay. You need to get the hell out of there and keep running. Don't stop. Okay. Because any man that will put his hands on you, or a woman who would abuse you and smack you down just for having an opinion or a thought, or being able to be bold enough to speak your mind, is not somebody that is a friend or family. That is a foe. Okay. Know the difference. That is a foe, and that is the enemy. Okay. So you got to get out of there. And sometimes they don't even know that they're the enemy, because they're only responding to their early childhood trauma. They're only responding to what they've been through. A narcissist will see a star, a shining star, shining as bright as any star in the sky. And the only thing that they're going to see is their trauma. Just like the guy I was telling you about, I was celibate when I married him. But when he got me and married me, after all the love bombing stopped, all he can see was his trauma, because now he got what he wanted, and now he needed me to fit me into the box of the way he treated all his other women, you know? And what he got was a busted lip and a busted eye, because I am not the one. Okay? And even when he called, I'm just going to finish that story, because after I beat him up and he called the police on me, because my daddy, if he taught me one thing, it was to fight back. And when he called the police on me and the police got there, the police asked me, "Did you do all that to him?" I said, "Yes, I did." I said, "Yes, I did, officer," because he had me down and he had his hands on my throat. And so I was fighting him back. It added up that, yeah, he was trying to attack her and she just beat him up. And after they didn't take me away, oh, that threw him for a loop. When they didn't put me in the back of that police car because he had a busted lip and a busted eye, oh yeah, now you know I could beat you up. Now, let me just keep going, because I could talk about that, because it was so funny. I was able to really see who this person was. The time when he was on the phone telling someone that I took my wedding ring off, when that was a discussion we had. You know, narcissists will care more about what the police think, about what your mama think, about what your cousins think, and all his family think, more than he cares a damn about what you think. Your feelings are the last on the list. Every time. Okay. Now, another way to know that you're dealing with the narcissist, and I'm going to do 2 videos on this, because I definitely want to do something softer that kind of lets you know, how to just identify one before you even get in a relationship. That way you're not going down the road, and 3 or 4 years later you've wasted all this time with this asshole. You just don't want to do that. And excuse my language, but it is what it is. It is what it is. People who get joy out of abusing other people, they are assholes. They're an anus, okay? They're an anus, okay? And they're nothing more, okay, than an anus. And what do we do with an anus? Okay. So, at the end of the day, they lack empathy. They lack empathy. They care less how you feeling. If you get sick, oh well, get over it. They don't care about you being sick. They're not about to nurse you back to health. They're not going to bring you no soup. They don't care less about going to the store. They don't want to sit there and rub your hair, your scalp, your back, nothing. Okay? They're going to be in there watching the game or cooking their own dinner and mad about it because you too sick to cook it. Making you feel guilty because you have a moment of downtime. Okay? And then the last thing on my list in regards to being able to spot a narcissist is basically they're not supportive of anything that you do. They're not supportive of anything that you do. Whether you can just find a new friend group. A new friend group that, helps you to grow your confidence, or, helps you to move forward in a healthy way. They don't ever want you to feel supported. Not only by them, but by other people. They don't ever want to see other people supporting you. And when I'm spitting out these different ways to identify a narcissist, I know I'm kind of mixing things up because I'm kind of giving examples, and some of these examples just go all hand in hand. So it's kind of no way to really just focus on one thing. Because when you get someone that's not supportive, then you're also getting, when you get someone that's not supportive, you're also getting someone that's overly self-involved. One thing I can say, that if you as a person have went through early childhood trauma, you have a hard time, loving yourself. What we have to know is the job is up to us. It's not for someone else to love us correctly. Okay? It's for us to demand that we are loved correctly. Because people are going to do to you what you allow them to do. Okay? If you know that you're a goddess and you're supposed to be sitting on a throne, and that you should have diamonds and rubies at your feet, anything that you desire should be at your fingertips. If you don't feel that way about yourself, then how do you expect someone else to feel that way about you? Narcissists will go for women, or female narcissists will go for men who are broken, who have had early childhood trauma, who didn't grow up without a father or a mother. You know, someone who has a lack of confidence because of early childhood development. So even when you're telling your story to a narcissist, when they first meet you and they're love bombing you, you have to know when you're telling them about your tragic childhood, they're collecting information to use against you later. So she had an abusive father. Oh, and then she got into an abusive relationship with a guy. So she's not really used to getting love. Now, this narcissist will see that you deserve love and that you are an amazing woman. But because you've already told him a story of you not receiving these things, they're going to pick up where that other person left off if they're not a good person. Because a person who is not a narcissist, if you tell them about your past pains, they're going to make sure that you never go through that again. But if you can tell somebody about your past pains, childhood trauma, and the first thing they do is try to introduce you to all of that within the relationship, once again, it's because they're thinking, well, you're already used to that. You know, I don't need to change for you. And I don't want to just make this about narcissistic men. You have women out there who are narcissists. Women that will, think it's all about them. They'll cheat on their man. I mean, get married and cheat on their man with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And come home and climb right back into bed with that nasty coochie like they ain't done nothing. It's women out there that do that. And will laugh about it. Will laugh about it, talk about it like it ain't nothing, baby. And don't know if they done contracted HIV. Because I'm going to tell you something. For those who are dealing with narcissists that cheat, I'm going to let you know something. They make a lot of money off of HIV. They make a lot of money off of curing herpes and AIDS and all those other diseases. So you can trust and believe that the condoms that they're putting on the market is not a condom that's going to protect you. Because they make more money with you being sick than they do with you being well. So anytime you thinking that you pumping somebody with a condom and it's protecting you, or you telling this guy, oh, just put a condom on because you feeling like that's going to protect you, no, baby. You might as well just slap the sandwich bag on that penis and let them go to town. Because all the fluids and everything that's in that thing is creeping out, seeping out, the sweat, all of it is mixing all together. It's mixing all together. Okay, so don't be feeling comfortable because somebody got a condom on. That's the biggest piece of foolery and fuckery known to man, to think that you can be having sex with somebody that has a disease and a piece of plastic is going to protect you. Okay, I tell this to my single mothers. I have a nonprofit organization for single mothers, and I tell them this all the time. If you know that man is cheating on you, I mean, he's cheating on you, and you still want to stay in the relationship, you have nobody but to blame when you start getting bumps on your vagina and your penis, okay? Because they will come. Not only are you putting yourself in a position where you can contract a disease, though you're taking on the demons and the spirits and the energies of everything and everybody that they're cheating on you with. And don't be being cheated on by a bisexual. Because if the man is bisexual or the woman is bisexual, now you getting her masculine sexual energy with the men that she's cheating with and the women she's cheating with. And that goes for the men too. When your man is out there cheating on you, anytime he come and put that raggedy thing back inside of you, he's transferring all that nasty energy that he just got from all them other nasty people. And they load you up with it. And now you wondering why you depressed and why you don't feel so well after all. I'm telling you guys, sometimes it's as simple as common sense. But when we have early childhood trauma, as I said, because I went through that myself, my father gave me a false image of what a man looks like. I thought a man was supposed to be angry. I thought a man was supposed to be volatile. I thought a man was supposed to, have a different energy. Because I didn't see him loving my mother correctly. Or loving me correctly for that matter, Because I have scars on my body from my father and the abuse that he dished out to me. And that's why I will never let a man put his hands on me. The first man that tried was almost gutted like a fish with a butcher knife. And it wasn't from the grace of God that he dodged it. And I thank Spirit, because I would have been in prison to this day, because the way I went after him, he wouldn't have survived it. He would have never survived it. So he was saved by the bell, for real. Okay, so I am the sign Taurus, which is the planet Venus. So I'm all about love. You know, I'm an A blood type. So A blood types, we don't like conflict at all. Though if you push me in a corner because of what I grew up seeing my mother go through, baby, you don't want none of this. You don't want none of this smoke. I promise you. And especially now that I know my magic. Now, for all you brujas out there that work your black magic and you know your magic, start working that magic. Okay? And sit his ass down. Okay? Because one thing I'm going to tell you, your magic ain't going to work if you're not in the right. Your magic is only going to work if you're in the right. If someone's abusing you and beating you down or attacking you or bullying you, and you put their ass inside of a jar with some graveyard dirt and start shaking that thing every time they act like they're coming towards you. I had a girlfriend that put one on her dude. I had a girlfriend that did a spell on her husband who was beating on her. And do you know, the day that she did that spell, he fell down some stairs and cracked the whole front of his face. When I call on my ancestors for people that's bullying me and doing things for me, my ancestors will slaughter you. You will die. Okay, they do not play about me. Or you will be maimed or sitting in a wheelchair somewhere, rolling yourself through the grocery aisles, okay? My ancestors are ruthless because I have a purpose. And when you're messing with my purpose, you're messing with the great mother's purpose. And the great mother does not play about her babies, okay? So at the end of it all, you guys, you have to know that it all starts with you. Self-love, knowing what you deserve. Because if you're with the narcissist, you're never going to know it. Okay? And I see so many people get out of relationships and have to find themselves. How do you lose yourself in a relationship that is supposed to be loving and uplifting? If they're not lifting you up on a throne, what are they doing? A lot of men will be jealous of their women, whether it's because of their careers, whether it's because they're beautiful, like the guy that I was married to. He was so angry that I was pretty. He hated my pretty. I mean, you would think he would be happy because I'm beautiful, but this man did not like me because I was so pretty. He hated my beauty. And he definitely wanted me to cover it up. So he loved it when I was Muslim because I was covering up my hair, covering up my body. You know, I have a very beautiful body. He didn't want, and trust and believe, this guy had a lot of early childhood trauma that he never healed from. And I would always tell him, baby, we need to be healing our inner children. I went through a lot. You went through a lot. Let's do that. And that was when I was still Muslim and didn't really even know much about healing like I do now. You know, and so, yeah, you know, I hope you can feel me through this screen, London. I'm not going to say your name, but I'm just going to call you London, England. My subscriber from London, England, please know. You have to know, Spirit did not put you here to be abused. You have a purpose, a divine purpose. And how are you ever going to get to that purpose if you're dealing with this anus? If you're dealing with an anus 24/7 that never even allows your magic to shine. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm into a lot of things. I'm into hoodoo, voodoo. It do what it do over here. Okay? And what you get from me, it depends on what you're giving me. Okay? What you get from me, it depends on what you're giving me. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be treated badly. I can do bad by myself. Why do I need someone sitting right next to me to treat me bad when I can do bad by myself? And when I say it's hard sometimes to leave, yes, it is. Especially if you have children and you have a history with this person. But do you want to be 85 years old still sitting next to your favorite narcissist? And they done took all your best years? I don't care if you're in your 50s or your 60s. You still have time left to enjoy life. Okay? Don't let nobody swipe and wipe your whole purpose off the map, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you something. I believe in reincarnations, and sometimes you can have people from past lifetimes who will follow you here to stop you in this purpose. Because sometimes when we reincarnate, it's because we didn't complete what we were assigned to do in our last life, so we have to repeat the cycle over again. And people will, you can have people come into your life and keep you in that loop. Because every time you're reborn, you allow that same energy, energy that followed you from the past life, to continue attacking you and making you have to start over. Okay? Anything that I came to this planet to do this time around is getting done. It's getting done, and nothing's going to stop that. Anybody that tries to stand in my way will get ran over like a Mack truck and swished like a bug. Because just like I said, there is two sides to me. And you want to keep the side. You want to keep the good side on your side. I'm telling you. Because what I turn into after that is not good. It's not good. And I got a whole squad that supports me in that energy. Okay? So I just want you to know that, you are very important. You are someone who came here with a divine purpose. Okay? Spirit thought that you were so important that he molded you inside of your mother's womb. Gave you perfect arms, legs, a body, a voice to speak, eyes to see. That's how important you are to your creator. Don't let anyone come and cross your path and make you feel anything otherwise. Because that mind fuckery, it starts when we're children, on how we feel about ourselves. Okay, so you might need to do some inner child healing, kind of do some reflecting on, what was going on in your childhood that is allowing you to take on toxic energies now. I actually have a book on Amazon that's called I Am Lit. And it's about working with your chakras. I'll put that book up here so that you can see and order it on Amazon. But it teaches you to work with your chakras, and it teaches you to identify. It teaches you how to identify which chakra is not active. Because when we have low self-esteem and early childhood trauma, a lot of the times we're acting out of our root chakra, where all of that trauma is. Okay, and so we're not able to climb higher because we have the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plex, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and then our crown chakra. If all of these chakras are not activated, there's going to be a blockage and some type of stagnancy, not just in your body, but in your life. Okay, so you can go to Amazon. You can order that book. It's very affordable. It's called I Am Lit, and it's basically teaching you how to work with those chakras, getting out in nature and doing your grounding work, eating healthy so that you're not adding fuel to the fire as you're trying to heal. Though the bottom line is, if you're with the narcissist, you're gonna have to get away from that, because if it's physical abuse, hey, we don't go for that. Even if it's emotional abuse, we're not going for that. The only thing we're going for in 2025 is people who love us correctly. And the only way a person is going to love you correctly is if they know who they are and they have did the work to heal themselves from any pasthood traumas that we come from. Because as I was speaking of the chakra system, if you're operating in a lower chakra where there's pain and trauma, that chakra is going to attract another person who has that same exact trauma, that same exact energy. So now that I'm healed, I'm operating from a healed space. So the only people that I'm going to attract to me are healed people. I don't even let no one come to me with no sideways drama, trauma, all that. I don't mind helping a person through their stuff, but you're not going to drag me down into your stuff and make me live there with you in it, because I've healed. And now what it is, it's up to you to climb out of your stuff and meet me on my level. Because I'm not going to go down to someone's level and meet them there. I'm not going down, I'm going up. Okay? In 2025, we growing up. Okay? So it all starts with self-love. You have to love yourself first, more than anything on this planet. And if you do not know how to do that, then let me know, and we will put up a video on self-love. Okay? And there's plenty of videos on self-love throughout all of YouTube's platforms on how to love yourself correctly, let alone someone else loving you correctly. You loving yourself correctly. It all starts with you. Because a person can't do anything to you that you don't allow them to do. So again, London, England, and to all of my other subscribers and viewers, it's up to you. It's up to you to change directions. Because a narcissist is going to always want to hold you stuck. And I'm going to leave with this. When you do finally make up your mind that you are going to leave and that you're no longer dealing with this narcissistic energy, they're going to pull out all the stops to make you stay. Oh, I'm talking about they're going to counseling now. They about to call a therapist. Okay, they've been talking to their boys, and their boys is telling them that they better not lose a good thing. Okay, they're going to pull all the rabbits out the hat. Don't fall for it. If they have been treating you this all this time, trust and believe ain't nothing changed overnight. A narcissist needs you to stay there because your energy is valuable to them. If they cannot suck your blood, and just like I said, they're energy vampires. If they cannot suck up your energy, they're going to start feeling depleted. They're going to start feeling depleted, and then they're going to have to find someone else to make feel small. Okay? So, just know, when you on your way out the door, oh, they're going to pull out all the stops. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Can I say that one more time? Do not fall for it. Okay? Because you will find yourself right back in the same position that you were in before. I kid you not. And right now, I'm dealing with just only my energy and who I am right now, just as my shirt says. You are witnessing greatness sitting before you right now. You are witnessing greatness. I didn't used to feel that about myself because all of the narcissistic energies that I dealt with as a child told me that I was something totally different than greatness. That I was totally something different than royalty. Huh? Guess what I say to them energies right now? Try me. You're going to F around and find out. So, I don't want you to F around and find out. So, if you are dealing with a situation that you know is not allowing you to grow, that is not allowing you to be who you truly are as a goddess, as a queen, whatever you title yourself as, a priestess, get the hell out of Dodge, please, and go let that narcissist go be a narcissist to somebody else. Because at the end of the day, no matter what they say, in each and every single way, I am royalty. You are royalty. We are royalty, family. And I shall see you in a minute.
Magical bitch styling, move like magic excellence, proof unique reminding, getting round and losing sharp, my word she back again, you will never end the rain, we keep multiplying, running through the evidence, there's no denying.